Thank you for joining me for tonight's ECD meeting. ECD, of course, when I mention ECD, of course, I include PR in that as well. Please close your eyes for the following prayer. Almighty God and Heavenly Father, we come to you today as a school family to offer our school into your safekeeping. Even though we are currently experiencing a time of uncertainty, we pray that our school remains a place of encouragement and excellence, a place that supports those who are vulnerable. May each pupil that attends our school develop a thirst for learning, respect for each other, and a deep love of the truth. Lord, we pray that in all things you may be magnified and glorified. This we ask in your mighty name. Amen. I will answer questions right at the end. Because we have so many people, unfortunately, I can't answer the questions live. So please take down Mr. Dudu's number, and during the course of the presentation, please forward your questions to Mr. Dudu, and then I'll answer those questions at the end. Any questions that I've covered in the presentation, I will not answer them at the end as well, just to save time. But any questions that was not covered in the presentation, I will cover those at the end. So please start sending your questions to Mr. Dudu if you have any. So just a reminder that we as a school, after the President Cyril Ramaphosa have announced their 5 stages of Africa, we as for COVID-19, we as a school have announced 8 stages, and we are now thankfully at stage 6, which means that we are now bringing all other grades back. So we first started with grade 12 and 7, and then we were allowed as independent schools to deviate. We've applied to the local Department of Basic Education. We were granted that deviation. And now at last, we are allowed to bring back ECD and PR, which we are delighted about. And I think you as parents as well are probably very delighted about that as well. So just a reminder that at this stage, still no extramurals will take place. Also, no sports or cultural events will take place. This is purely just academics currently that will take place at school. When I say academics, of course, physical education will take place, but no other sport or cultural activities besides that. So, first of all, what will happen now? We've already announced in the previous ECD meeting that I had that each ECD and Grade PR pupil will be supplied with the following: 1 fabric CBC face mask and 1 protective face shield. If you have not received those yet, you are allowed to come and fetch this at school, or otherwise you can fetch it on Monday morning. But I think it will just be much easier if you collect it before Monday. Then also you will note the little picture there. We've received quite a lot of requests that can we please do something else as well than just the face mask, because we know that these little ones are going to struggle sitting with that face mask the whole day or with a protective shield. So we will allow these caps or hats with those shield that's got a plastic shield right around. You are allowed to wear that. Unfortunately, we as a school cannot supply you with one. They're 140 Rand each, but Disconto traders are selling it. I want to make it very clear that there are no link between St. Patrick CBC and Disconto. We just normally, they're one of our suppliers that we buy from, and they are one of the few suppliers in Kimberley that are supplying this. There is no reason you can buy it from somebody else. So you are allowed to buy this from anybody else as long as it's the same quality. I want to make it very clear that we're just saying that we are aware that Disconto is selling it and it's 140 Rand. There are no relationship between us and Disconto. But they do have in stock. I think they've got 100 in stock and they'll order again. Lizanne Seward, as the head of the ECD, has organized this. But if you can buy this hat for a cheaper amount from somebody else and it's the same quality, you're more than welcome to wear that. I think this last bullet is just very important. Please mark all items clearly, especially with the masks. and your face shields as well. The face shield, I'm not really sure how you're going to mark it. I think you just need to check with a permanent marker that you will be able to mark it, but it needs to be marked. The face mask is white on the inside, so it's easy to write your child's name and surname in there. And a reminder that the face masks are also for sale at the clothing shop, and they have different sizes, so that we do have a size that fits PR. Just a reminder that in the mornings, they will have to arrive with that face mask. When they arrive in the classroom, they can remove the face mask and then they can wear that shield or that hat. But when they in a public area, they have to wear that face mask. Just a reminder, that's how the face mask looks like, and that it's Brio or soft fabric, and it's 3 layers as required by government. Those are the face shields. If you haven't seen it, the facial shields. As you can see, it's got little knobs at the top. That's just that will be against your head. It's plastic, so it's really not hard, but it's just to keep a little bit away from the face to give that space. And it is shatter resistant. So what will happen when I arrive at school? First of all, only the main gate, the toy span gate, will be used. So ECD Grade PR pupils are to enter from the toy span road, where they will be screened and their temperature will be taken and recorded. So that's your first stop. The boarding house gate here opposite our house will not be operational in the morning due to the fact that we will not be able to screen here for the rest of the campus as well as ECD. So Roy Adams, who's the head of sport, but is now also running our COVID-19 program at school, have requested that it will be much easier for his team to do first screening there. Then you'll be able to park either on Front Field or on in Cornwall Road, and then you'll be able to walk to the ECD building, of course, where ECD and PR is housed. Then there will be a second temperature reading. Please note that at this point, you will, as parents, will not be allowed to go further. So no parent will be allowed in the building. You will leave your child at this will be on the stoop of the ECD building. And this is where you will have to say goodbye to your little one. And the teachers or teacher assistant of that specific class will then collect them and take them and usher them to the class. This is to keep our building as sanitized as possible and to clean. And we don't want any adults besides the approved staff to be in that building. Arriving at school, ECD and Grade PR pupils must arrive between 7 and 8 each day. No child will be accepted after 8 o'clock. So parents, I do believe that some of you drop your kids off at 12:45 in the afternoon. That will not be allowed. They must arrive between 7 and 8 because that is when we do the screening. For ECD, that's of course up to 3 turning 4. Their breakfast will be served at 8 o'clock. PR, your program is starting at 8. So no child will be allowed or be accepted after 8 o'clock. Then that's when the teachers are now in the classroom and the assistants are busy there. So there's nobody to collect and to usher your kids to class. So please, that's the only drop-off time is between 7 and 8. ECD pupils will be served breakfast at 8 o'clock. Due to the required screening process, as I just said, no pupils will be allowed to arrive after 8 o'clock. So what to pack for school? Doesn't have to be a Spider-Man bag, that's just a photo. So your little one can still bring their bag. Then an extra set of clothes must be in a Ziploc bag. This set of clothing will remain at school as we want to limit the number of items brought from home on a daily basis. Smaller children may require 2 sets. So parents, these clothes will not be sent home unless your child did wear it and it's now dirty. Otherwise, it will stay in that sanitized Ziploc bag in class in case it's needed. If you then, of course, did use some of those, if the teachers need to use some of those clothes during the day, you then need to send it with send new clothes in a Ziploc bag the next day. The daily morning snack must also be in a Ziploc bag. So all these Ziploc bags must be inside your school bag. Please ensure that all items are clearly marked. Please wash and sanitize all items before coming to school on Monday, which is the first day. The eating arrangements for ECD, each ECD pupil, that's again from 1 to 2 up to turning 3 to 4. Each ECD pupil will have their own assigned crockery and cutlery, which will be cleaned and sanitized after each use. All crockery and cutlery will be stored in labeled, sanitized areas. The kitchen adheres to strict hygiene and sanitizing protocol in the preparation of all meals. I can also add here that we already had Saul Plyke's division, Department of Health, that did come and audit our kitchens 2 weeks ago as well, and they gave approval. They were very happy to see how we're taking sanitizing and cleaning our kitchens to the next level. Sleeping arrangements, each ECD pupil will have their own mattress with protective plastic covering, own sheets, and CBC branded blanket. The protective plastic covering of each mattress will be sanitized before and after each use. Each blanket and sheet will be washed after each use. That blanket and sheet will be washed in-house. We are also purchasing more washing machines, industrial washing machines, and tumble dryers as well. So each blanket and sheet will be washed after each use. So if they're using on a Monday, it will be washed and be ready for Tuesday. Protective screens will be placed between pupils when napping. It's a divider that looks like that, if I can put it that way. And so it's quite high as well, so that knee height, as far as I remember. And then the kids will sleep with their heads in between those dividers. So there's a clear divider between them as well when they sleep also, and sleeping on these sanitized blankets and mattresses. No face mask or shield to be worn when napping. As you saw, the Department of Health is very strict about that. That can cause suffocation. So that's why we let them sleep between those dividers, because no face mask or shields are allowed while they're sleeping. Also, please wash your blanket before coming to school. So once it arrives here, we will clean and sanitize it on a daily basis, but please make sure that it's cleaned before and washed before you arrive on Monday. Also, please ensure that it's only the CBC blanket. We're not going to allow any other blankets. Indoor playtime, busy bags which contain a collection of activities and toys will be used for table activities and will be sanitized after each use. Each pupil's assigned stationery, Play-Doh, and personal items will be stored in a labeled container. So each child's dough, personal items, stationery will be in a specific container with their name on it. No sharing of any items will be permitted. And may I ask that you please explain to your little ones at home why they can't share. We normally teach them sharing is caring. And now suddenly we're putting it in a total U-turn to say, no, you're not allowed to share. Please explain. The teachers also will explain to your little ones, but try to explain to them that this is just for now to keep safe while we don't want you to share, because this must be very confusing for kids. One day they've been told to share, now they're not allowed to share. So please help us with that education at home. Also, protective screens will be placed between all pupils during activities. Again, those dividers that I've spoken about, and hula hoops will be used to make physical distancing during activities such as mat time, to make activities such as mat time more fun. I don't know, parents, can you hula hoop like that little one hula hooping there in the corner? Jeremy always laughs at me when I'm trying to hula hoop. So if you have a hula hoop at home, try to see if you can hula hoop. I can't hula hoop like that little icon can do it. So let's see if you can do it. Items which are difficult to clean after each use, such as fantasy dress items, have been removed. Unfortunately, all those kind of things that we know that it is a surface buck, we cannot use any thing like this. Even if we sanitize it, We're trying to get rid of the unnecessary things as far as we can. Outdoor playtime will occur on a rotational basis each day, so as to limit the number of pupils in a specific area at any given time. So 2 classes will play outside at a time for 30 minutes. The sandpit and jungle gyms will not be used for the foreseeable future. We have been advised as schools not to use jungle gyms for now. So unfortunately, because it's also very difficult to clean them and sanitize them, so those are unfortunately for the foreseeable future out of bounds. The playground, including all outdoor motorbikes, will be sanitized twice a day using a disinfectant spray. So the kids will still use the motorbikes, but they will be sanitized. All outdoor toys will be sanitized after each use. Additional hand washing stations have been placed in the playground, and additional activities which support physical distancing have been added, such as blackboards for drawing. Each classroom is cleaned and sanitized at the start and end of each day, as well as during the day. Each item or table in the classroom will be cleaned and sanitized after each use. The building interior and exterior, as well as the walkways, will be sanitized using a disinfectant spray each afternoon. Every portion of the campus gets sanitized or disinfected rather in the afternoons. Sanitizing sprays have been placed at all entry points, and additional hand washing stations with protective dividers have been placed in all classrooms. 2 additional household aides have been assigned to the ECD building, so there's now 2 cleaning ladies per floor where there were normally just 1. We will see how that goes. If we realize that 2 is not enough per floor, then we will up it. But that's for now so there's 2 more cleaning staff members as well. Right, so we've now spoken about the procedure in the morning, what will happen during the day, and also now what will happen when I collect my child from school. All half-day and PR pupils must be collected from front field at 12 o'clock. All full-day pupils must be collected from front field before 5 o'clock. We are going to really fine you heavily if we have any kids after 5 on campus. Parents, I'm aware that some of you have made my staff wait until 6:45, 6:15. It's an exceptionally long day for the staff. Also, you've picked up that the staff normally work on a rotational basis, 1 week 3 o'clock, 1 week 5 o'clock. That's been taken away. All staff will work until 5. So for that means that the staff, to accept your child at 7 o'clock in the morning, they probably here 6:45, to make sure that they're ready to accept your child at 7 o'clock. Again, no child will be accepted before 7 o'clock in the ECD. So these staff members are on their feet from 7 until 5. It's an exceptionally long day for them, parents, so please do not only pitch at 5:15, 5:30. We're really going to make it a heavy fine. Aftercare and waiting class pupils can be collected from 2 Milner Road as per usual. Waiting class pupils must be collected by 2, normal rules. Aftercare pupils must be collected before 5 o'clock. So again, normal rules, but please, I know in aftercare as well, sometimes they have to wait until 6, 7 o'clock before parent arrive. Please do not do that. Also, when you arrive at front field, a member of staff will inform your child's teacher that you are collecting them, and the teacher will escort the child to your vehicle. So when you're basically going to come through the toy span, if you haven't been on campus yet, you will drive onto front field. As your vehicles touch the front field, there will be a staff member that will ask you who you're fetching. They will then radio the ECD building or the ECD staff, and then when you've done your loop, they should be almost there with your little one. You probably will have to wait 2 or 3 minutes until they have your little one at your vehicle. Please be patient, but this will be the most effective way. We're trying that you do not exit your vehicle unnecessarily. As you can see there, we say that parents are not to exit the vehicles unless you need to visit the admin office, for example, to pay your account, or if you want to go to the clothing shop, or if you want to go to pupil support, or you have a fixed meeting. But otherwise, parents, please limit your movement on campus. Just in general, Aftercare will be open for grade PR pupils from Monday. Remember, ECD, they're in the ECD building from 7 until 5 if they're a full day pupil. But PR, they go to, at 12:15, they go down to Aftercare, where they'll be in the waiting class. Return to school survey must be completed. So again, there's a survey that will go out. Please ensure that that's already gone out, sorry. You must please make sure that you complete that survey, because if your name is not on the list, you may not arrive. So if you didn't complete your survey, or you said to us, your little one is only going to start on the 31st of August, for example, or even on the 20th of July, but Monday morning you wake up and think, I actually think it's good to send my child to school. Your child will not be allowed because your child will not be on the list. We are preparing for the number of kids that will be on campus from physical distancing point of view, but also for catering point of view. So parents, please, that survey must be completed, and your starting date must be, you cannot arrive before your starting date you indicated on the survey. A reminder, if you now, for example, say, no, but I'm still going to go with online learning at home, I'm not going to send my child back now, and you want to change your mind, you must give us 48 hours notice. So anything after Friday, 2 o'clock is not 48 hours notice anymore, because then the teachers have prepared. Then you will only, any notification after 2 o'clock on this coming Friday, then the nurse teacher will be here for the weekend to set up. So then your little one can only arrive on Tuesday or Wednesday. But in the during week, if I decide on Monday I'm going to change my mind, then your little one, and must notify us, then your little one can arrive on Wednesday, for example. But that survey is very important. If your name's on the list, your child will not be allowed to be dropped off that morning. So far, parents has been very good. We only had 2 problems, I think, up to this point. Then also birthdays and class parties. No parent will be allowed to bring anything from home anymore. We are currently talking to our tuck shop. They will give you a fixed menu. They'll give you a couple of options that you can choose. For example, I would like cupcakes and juice or whatever. But our tuck shop that comes from a sanitized area, they will then supply it. And we will send you information exactly how this will work. But unfortunately, parents, no more home-baked cupcakes, no more party packs, nothing like that may be sent from home to school. That is to keep everybody safe. And therefore, we will try to give you a good alternative, which is also cost-effective. Again, the school is not making money out of this. This will purely be what the tuck shop will charge. That is what you will pay. There's no cost involved between us and the third party supplying this. And there's the team, and they're waiting for your kids. They can't wait. This, of course, now the ECD staff. They can't wait to have you back. You have to have your kids back. And I know the PR staff as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of them, but I know the PR staff is also burning to have kids back. That was actually quite sad for the staff that all the other kids could be back last term for those 3 weeks before we took this 2-week holiday, and PR and ECD kids could not be here. Every day they said to me they can't wait to have your kids back, because that's why they're a teacher. They are a teacher because they want to interact with your kids, and I think that's why you're also part of this family. There's my contact details as well, but I'm now going to allow questions. So want to see if any questions came through. Nothing. You can also use the chat room. There is a chat component if you have any questions there. So I'll just give it a couple of minutes to see if, or a couple of seconds rather, just to see if there's questions coming. We will resend the survey tonight after the meeting if you did not receive that survey. If you completed it, but you're not sure if you've done it, or you want to recomplete it, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to resubmit or if you change your mind. If you're one of those parents thinking, I first wanted to see what they're going to say, how they're going to do things. So in the previous survey, I said, I will wait. But now you change your mind, then you complete the survey again to say, I've changed my mind, my little one will now arrive. But these surveys must be completed by, I think Friday is probably cut off, by Friday morning, so that we can make sure that we are prepared and ready for the kids on Monday.
I have a question. Is there anything extra to be brought for the grade PR kids?
So PR will wear civvies, that's number one. PR will wear civvies, they will not come in their uniform. So please, parents, don't send anything else besides, they don't let them come in tracksuits or what they normally will come in. They only come in their civvies. Then but anything besides their normal, what they will normally would have had in the bag is also what I just said now, their snack pack or their snacks in their Ziploc bag. But besides that, nothing else. If the teachers would like you to bring something additional, we will make that known tomorrow, Friday. But for now, what I communicated, that's what you need to have. Office hours for this week, that is from 8 until 2. Admin staff and clothing staff, they are in from 8 till 2. Then there's a parent saying, thank you for all the efforts. Thank you for that, I really appreciate it. Just checking the kids who are going to waiting class, where are they collected at 2 o'clock? So kids that goes to the waiting class, they are collected at Aftercare building at number 2 Molnar Road. So they must please be collected at the Aftercare building. Are we allowed to come to check the classroom setup before sending class? Yes, you're more than welcome to come and view the classes. Please make contact with your teacher. They will then arrange a time with you. That will be, if it's PR, that will happen in conjunction with Ms. Gill. If it's with Flora Gill, if it's ECD, it will happen in conjunction with the ECD head.
Question, sir. Will the survey give me an option to bring my child on the 14th and not the 13th?
Yes. You will. The survey, the questions here, will the survey give me an option to bring my child on the 14th and not the 13th? Definitely. You will slot in your starting date. So we will then say, all right, I see that, for example, Naledi will only start on the 14th instead of the 13th, if that makes sense. Friday tuck. The Friday tuck is still questionable. I will ask Lizanne to send out communication regarding the Friday tuck tomorrow. Also, just want to say thank you again for the comment. How can we confirm if our survey was received? You can just WhatsApp Jo Marie, and you can see that it, and we can let you know if it was submitted. You can also, if you just want to make double sure, you can resubmit. But if you want to make sure we received it, you can just ask Jo Marie. Any case, we can also, from this chat, we can also, maybe I can just ask Jo Marie just to check with Nina that we received your survey. I joined the meeting a little late. Is it possible to get the whole presentation? Yes, definitely. This presentation, as soon as we're done, Zoom will then send me a summary, or will send me a link. So by tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, it will be uploaded onto our website. Must little ones wear CBC branded face masks, the face shield provided, all the discount. All right, so the CBC, the cloth mask must be a CBC branded face mask. The reason for that is we know that's the right quality. We, of course, are giving you the face shield provided. Yeah, so it's either the CBC branded face mask or it's a face shield that we've provided. Or if you want to go and buy a different face shield, you can. We must just make sure it's the right quality. And then also, if you don't want to wear the face shield we give you, but you want to wear the Disconto cap, then you can wear the Disconto cap, which is the same as the face shield. But the CBC branded face mask is the one that must be worn. We already had kids here that arrived with different masks, and we say to them they're not allowed to because it's not the right quality. So that's why we are so about the CBC branded face cloth mask. Will the online platform be extended beyond the end August time that was initially communicated? Should parents elect to not return beyond the date? Yes, definitely. Our online platform will continue until the end of the year. We at the beginning said we don't know how long, but it will definitely now, I can say to you, our online platform will continue until the end of the year. Yeah, that's the same question. All right, just a reminder that on campus, there are 3, if it's a primary school child, there are 3 different points where your kids must be dropped off in the morning. So the same process where you go for your first screening, but remember at the hall, that is where grade R to 3 gets accepted. The entrance at the tennis courts, that's grade 4 to 7, and the ECD entrance from the main chapel, from the boarding house chapel side, that will be for course the ECD and PR. High school, they get the second screening on backfield. Jo-Marie just asked me to remind you about that. And then also, please do not send sick kids to school. Parents, I know it's been difficult, but especially during this time, it's winter, we have this COVID-19 issue. We really appeal to you now that if your child, sorry to put it this way, but if your child's got a yellow or green nose, please do not send them to school. Even just if they have a cough, please don't send them to school. That is, then we also know, like the doctors always say, especially if your mucus is yellow or green, that means that's infectious. That means that they have now a germ or virus that's going to make, that's contagious. It's going to make other people sick. So please, and a cough as well. And especially during this COVID-19, we all know that we are all a bit sensitive to its coughs as well. So we're trying to keep everybody safe. You might just then, if you're going to arrive like that, we're going to block your entrance and say, sorry, you can't come in. I understand it's difficult, but at the end of the day, my responsibility is to keep everybody safe. Must the lunches be in a container and then put in the Ziploc bag? Please. So lunch must be in a container and then put in the Ziploc bag. Otherwise, it becomes a bit messy. So please keep it in a container, and then the container can go in the Ziploc bag. It's also easier for us to sanitize in that sentence, or in that way as well. Because when they're going to remove it out of the bag, the Ziploc bag will be sanitized before the little one can now open it to get to and then the container will also be sanitized as well before they can start eating from it. I don't know why these red lines appearing. Somebody drawing on the screen. Any other questions? Okay, so the tuck matter will be, we will email, we'll ask Lizanne and a team just to communicate that to all of you tomorrow. PR, does PR do tuck? Yeah, sorry, PR is also doing tuck, so I'll ask Flora to liaise with the PR staff, and we'll also send communication regarding PR tuck as well tomorrow. Sorry, that's not one thing I didn't think of. It seems like there's no more questions in the chat room, no more WhatsApp questions. I'll give it 10 seconds. Nothing? All right. Well, you've got our details. So just again, there's my email address and cell phone number. May I ask that you please keep this to COVID-19 questions related for me. If you have any academic questions for ECD, please send it to the teacher or to Lizanne. For PR, any academic questions, please send that to the teacher or to Flora. Because you're more than welcome to send it to me, but I'm just going to ask them to respond because they are the specialists in that field. They will be able to answer those questions better than what I can do, because in any case, we'll have to ask them for that info. We are in this together and we'll get through this together. And I really would like to thank you for your patience while we were not allowed to open. Thank you for your support and for your continuous feedback as well. I really would appreciate. Also, you've got my contact details on feedback regarding this presentation, or if you have any more questions or suggestions, please send it through to us. But I really would like to thank all of you as parents that hang in there, that continue supporting us, continue paying the school fees. It just makes life a little bit easier on my side as well. But just to reiterate, online learning and face-to-face will continue. It will run in parallel. So if you're not comfortable sending your little one home out to school now, it's fine. We'll continue with online learning just like it was up to this point. But if you want to send your little one to school, then they will have face-to-face learning. And that survey is just very important for us, that we know that we have the right numbers and that we can work on that. But I thank you for your continued support. Thank you for also joining me for this meeting tonight. We are doing a general information evening on from the 20th of July. So there will be a general information ECD meeting again on the 20th of July. That's Monday, not this coming Monday, that's 13th. So it's the following Monday, the 20th of July, same time, 7 o'clock. Then I'll be able to tell you how the first week has gone. Also, if there are one or two things that we just want to ask you to look at or to change, then we'll let you know. So please diarize that. We'll in any case send that date out again with a link, but there will be another ECD meeting on the 20th just to give you a general info after 1 week how it's gone, what's happening at school in general besides ECD matters, and where we are as a school. But thank you for joining me. I wish you all a wonderful night and stay warm. I believe it's just going to get colder. Have a good night.